Okay, in this lesson you're going to be learning about what's known as differential weathering. Differential weathering is all based on the different types of rocks and minerals. And what happens is the softer rock weathers away faster than harder rock, and therefore sometimes becomes more pronounced, more easily visible. You can tell that from this image right here. There's a piece of granite found in Payson, Arizona. You can see these mineral quartz veins coming out of this granite. So what happened is this granite was formed. Over time it broke deep within the earth, and then some of the quartz crystals were able to fill in the gap of the cracks. And then when this rock was exposed, the softer rock on the outside here weathered a little bit more quickly than this quartz vein. That's why this quartz vein is sticking out. Another image from Sedona. You can see by the line that I drew here that this piece of sandstone, or whatever this is, I'm going to assume it's just a harder sandstone than the surrounding sandstone, and therefore the surrounding sandstone is weathering quicker, leaving this exposed. The reason this is important is because in the United States we have tons of national parks all based on this differential weathering. The reason we go to look at, say, Arches National Park is because in Arches you have some really cool formations that are formed, all the way to Yosemite where you have these cool formations, and it's all based a lot on the rates of speed of weathering rock. So like this rate of speed here is going to be faster than this rate of speed here in terms of its ability to weather. Another thing that affects weathering is the type of climate. It's important to note that climate is based on weather patterns over a 10-year period. You're going to have cold and warm and hot and dry and moist climates. They actually have names, but for example, in cold climates, you're going to get more of that ice wedging that occurs than you will in hot climates. You're going to get more wind abrasion, wind weathering in a climate that has a deserty atmosphere that allows for the sediment to be picked up by the wind and blown into rock. You've got tropical climates that have a lot more precipitation. But at the same time, your tropical climates tend to have more vegetation, which can actually protect much of the rock. Weathering rates really depend on the type of climate that a rock is found in. Right here is a Köppen climate types of the United States. Okay, it's a nice little map that shows you some of the climates. So where we live in Arizona, you've got a lot of red, which would be hot desert. Right up in Snowflake, you got this brownish color, which would be cold, semi-arid environment. Okay, right along the edge of the Mogollon Rim, you got this color, which would be probably a cold summer Mediterranean, or maybe a warm summer Mediterranean. It's kind of hard to tell from the colors, but that's some of the climates we have in Arizona. And that is one of the reasons why in Arizona we got such cool features, because we get a lot of wind erosion that carves out much of our formations in Arizona. So what you're going to do is you are going to go to my website, and you are going to click on this link in one tab. This will pull up the climate map with a Google map. You can get a mouse and you can zoom in on areas. You need to zoom down far enough to where the color appears, and then you can see that climate there, and you can actually click on the color and it'll say BWH. You can come down here, look at what BWH is, read the description, hot desert climate, and that will help you do the assignment that you're about to do. You're going to click on the SCSD student version of the differential weathering activity. You're going to click Make a Copy. That'll create a copy of this. What I want you to do is go ahead and up here put the first name of the students in your group. Follow the instructions on this assignment. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to fill out the table. You're going to list some of the rock types that you can find in National Park. That's what NP stands for, and you can find out what they stand for by reading this up here. What type of rocks would you find in Yosemite? You're going to list some of the weathering agents and mechanisms involved. You're going to use the climate map that we talked about, which is the Köppen climate map. After you decide which climate it belongs to. And I don't want the abbreviation. I actually want, when you do this, I want you to go ahead, if it's BWH, you can hover over this and it says a hot desert climate. That's what you're actually going to be putting in there. You are going to then go find an image found in Yosemite of a cool formation. I don't want a picture of a forest or a picture of trees. I actually want a cool formation based on the national park or national monument that you find. And that is all there is to it.